G'day everyone, this is my venture into repairing a Hummer H3 transfer case. I was getting clunking sounds coming from underneath and I couldn't really figure out what was causing it, so the way I identified it was the transfer case was to disconnect the breather tube, and I ran a hose from the breather tube of the transfer case up into the cabin, and I was listening as I was driving. That way I could definitely tell the sound was coming from inside the transfer case. Anything can cause clunking sounds, so make sure you do your diagnostics first before you start pulling things apart. So that's the clunking sound, only happens in 4 low in soft sand. Here she is, Hummer H3 repair. There's a new chain. Here's all the parts. Bearings. Took me about 2 hours. Wasn't too difficult. These bolts in this drive shaft plate here, they were very hard to get out. Had the maximum settings on the impact gun to get that one out. Just make sure there's 5 of these. The one at the bottom's hidden, so make sure you get the 5 nuts off and it slides off really easy. He's got a nylon coating to stop corrosion between the magnesium case and the steel bolts. So you're meant to inspect these, the nylon coating, as you go. I'm just going to use these brake pad separators to see if I can separate this transfer case. Perfect, yeah. Yeah, that's working fine. Got the top. I might just have a look underneath. Oh, no, we're pretty good. Yeah, we're leaking oil everywhere. Oh, she's heavy. Got one here as well. Separating. I did drain the oil before I took it. Oh, there she goes. Do not want to break it. Fuck. This part here, I was worried about this part the most because in the manual, and everyone says this little guiding pin is easy to snap off, and when I just saw that come apart like that, I was so worried that that little guiding pin had broken. She's still good. Little gears come out. Clean up some of this oil. Page 102 says the first part we take out is the spring, which is sitting there, but it had fallen out on its own. So on page 103 we're removing the rear output sun gear. This actually fell out when I separated it, so done. Remove rear output shaft thrush bearing. Okay, why don't I just take it out together? There we go. So there's the shaft thrush, rear output shaft thrush washer. And it's just sitting on the top. Page 106, remove the front output sun gear. Okay, yeah, well that was easy. Does have, I don't know what these grooves are called. Must be for the planetary gears. There's nothing there that lines up to. Here we go, page 107. Remove the chain with the drive sprocket and driven sprocket. If the chain and sprocket are to be used again, mark the relationship of the chain to the sprockets in order to mark the wear pattern. I seriously don't know why anyone would want to keep the old chain unless it's pretty new, but considering these are full-time four-wheel drive, they just stretch, so I'm hoping this is my problem, which is creating that noise. So we're going to pop these two off together. There you go, pretty easy. We'll keep them like this anyway. 108, remove the lock-up shift collar assembly and lock-up shift fork. So this should all come out together. One looks in good condition. There's actually no wear there. I don't know if you can get a good look at that, but there's no wear in mine, so the Aussie ones must be made of better material than what everyone else is getting. Might as well just... Page 110 is about disassembling the lock shift collar assembly, so I'm assuming that's this part. I'm not going to touch that because I don't believe we got those in the kit, so I'll leave that for now. Page 111, remove the inner lock-up hub. So this little boy, okay, that was easy. Remove the upper thrust washer, page 112. Where's that? Oh, down here. Okay, how am I going to get that? Need something to pry under it. This will do. Just inspecting everything when I take them out. Apparently, yeah. I don't really want to do all this hard bearing changes, but I'm here, might as well do it. Okay, page 113, remove the magnet. Sorry, it's with this oil. There you go. Not bad. I've got 150,000 kilometers on this one, so not bad. Little oil pickup drain tube. Seen a lot of people talking about needing to replace this, but hey, we'll give that a clean because I couldn't find a replacement for that. I'll have to wash out with some brake cleaner. Page 114, remove the center bearing support. So, center bearing support. Oh, there's another washer just fell out. They look really good. A little bit of play. I'm not sure if that's normal. It does move. A little bit of movement. Korea. Shout out to all the Korean Hummer owners. Alright, there's that washer. I'll take him out. I might might separate it so I know which one was where. The manual says to take this bearing out next, but I think I'll do all that in one go. Remove the oil pump assembly with the hose and screen. Okay, just making sure I recognise where everything goes. Nice and easy. That's good. The little filter's got a bit of stuff in it. Yeah, I can see some speckly sparkles, bit of metal there. Hopefully I can wash that out. Yeah, you can disconnect this. Apparently, replace it or wash mine. That's all I got. The next thing is this shift fork shaft. Okay, shift fork shaft. Right, that came out all on its own. A little bit dirty. Right. Give him a wipe. You can see some rubbing marks there. Okay. So here's where I'm meant to take the shift, cam and shaft assembly out, which fell out when we separated it. Don't break that little pin. Apparently in the manual here it says you're not allowed to bend it. It's got a little seat position there. I'll show you. This little pin here, it's aligned in here. It's just for alignment. It says it can only come up. It's very common for people to break them, I'm reading online. So bring it straight up. Don't bring it, don't break it. And all's good when you're reseating it. It's not important. The manual says you can still use it if you break it, but I don't like to break things. Remove the main shaft. Was I not meant to take this bottom fork out? I think I was. Must have missed that. Here's a bottom fork. Looks in good condition. Over here, don't lose him. Now we can remove the main shaft. Just inspecting all these little grooves and teeths and oil channels, whatever's here. Everything looks good. Oh no, I did get ahead of myself. Remove the high-low range sleeve with the high-low range shift fork. Okay, well, apparently I was meant to take this out with it. Leave them together. Put them back together. Make the general happy that I'm following his instructions to the book. Remove input shaft needle thrust bearing. Where the hell is that? Oh no. Oh, okay. Just sitting on the top there. Better remember it was sitting like that. That metal dark washer on the top. What else is there? Nothing. Okay. So this is a 4494, so it's got a 4:1 ratio. The manual's also got a picture for the 4493, which is the 3:1 ratio. And this is the high-low planetary carrier. So apparently, what have I got to do to get that out? Maybe there's a that comes out. It's locked in there. A little bit of sealant. Okay, so that's not coming out. I think it's because I didn't remove this seal on the outside. A little bit of play. But I do remember it told me to remove this seal, so I bet you it drops. Let's face that towards you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Let's get this seal out. I don't have a lot of experience removing seals except for busting them out, so looks like the kit's got the replacement one. Be nice to use a puller, but I don't think I've got anything that'll get in there. Let's see if we can bust him out. Oh, shit's coming. Yes, my dear. Does anyone want to have a look at Richie? Show him on Richie. Shouldn't use a dirty screwdriver, should I? Look at that, it's coming. Oh, got him. There we go, so. Looks like that one. Not allowed to break it. Might just leave it here just in case. Is that going to fall out now? No? What else am I missing? Don't know how to get this out. Nope. Let's not break it. Manual again. I'll have to take this section out because the gears down here are hitting the bottom of this, so don't know. Read the manual, they say. How am I going to get this out? Come on, come out, please. Need to get it out, change its bearing. What have I got? Looks like something's gonna bounce out and smack me in the eye. So hard. I'm just getting a screwdriver and twisting it. There we go. Yay! Bet you it comes out now. Might just sit that down. Don't need these anymore. There you go. We got her. That's why it wasn't coming out. I couldn't get these teeth. Oh no. That had no chance of coming out. Someone at General Motors missed a page in the manual. There's no way, unless there's a different thing for the 4-to-1, the 4-to-1, what's this called? Planetary carrier. Gotcha. Had to go and get some big boy sockets, so wasn't sure the size. I've got a 30 and a inch and 3/16. The 30mm seems to fit better, so we'll put some ugger-duggers into it. Nope, not going to work. We need to lock that. Not going to work. Had to make my own jig. Came off. It worked. Once I cracked the torque on that nut, it just dropped straight out. So here's the shaft. Might just leave that nut there. I don't want to lose it. And we need to, whoop, gotta leave that in there, don't want to lose that. Looks like we've got an empty housing. We can change some bearings now. This bearing here and a seal, this bearing here. Hopefully I've got them all. Looks good. We need to take this seal out here, so this one's got some lip on it. Actually looks better than these ones. I don't know why it's got that lip. I've only got three seals, shaft seals, so I'm going to take a guess. That one equals that one. Maybe it's this one here. Yeah, looks like that. That's too big, probably over here, so alright, let's rip it out. Shit. Maybe I'll get the bearing out and then tap that out from the other side. 128. I'm going to tap this bearing out and then try and get the seal out. Suppose I can just tap it out like that with a brass drift. That was easy. A little bit of tapping back and forward. And it came out this way. So, do we have one of these? Okay, that looks like a new one. Yep, there's only one of them, has to be that. Okay, I might leave them together. Let's get this seal out from the other way. Oh, there she goes. Woo! She's out. Has to be this one. This one looks metal, this one looks plastic. Now on page 129 we're going to remove the input gear bearing. Wasn't too hard. We got a new one there. Gonna move on to the other half. You can see the silicons here is coming off. Don't know if that's because I hit it with some degreaser. Gave it a bit of a wash. Didn't want all the oil inside, but that'll all have to be cleaned up to reseal it. And that's what this gasket, gear oil gasket maker's for. So I've got to see what we got. We got some bearings to change. If I can get that out. This is a shaft. I don't even know what we're dealing with here. Time to read the manual. Okay, I'm on page 135 and we're going to try and get this bearing out. I think I'll get that bearing out. I might be able to drop the shaft, I'm not sure. And then I'll get this seal. So, we need some pliers to spread it, I believe. Spread the rear output shaft bearing. Retaining ring. So we've got to spread this ring in here. There's no way you guys are going to see that on the camera. There's no light in here. Let's try it with some needle nose pliers. I don't have anything professional. It's pretty easy. Spread that, and then what? Must drop. Tap the end of the rear output shaft. I get it. So you got to spread it and then push at the same time. Nope. I think I just got it. Maybe I didn't. I think it's partially hooked. Yeah, partially. Got this retaining ring stuck somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. It's coming out on an angle. Yeah, it's on an angle. Fuck. Stuck, has to be stuck. Shaft's on a bit of an angle. Let's try and even it. Go this way. So it's order of rum and coke. I'm going to try and push it back in, I think we've come out on an angle. Let's tap it back in. is kind of moving around in there. The shaft's kind of... came out. There you go. That bearing, I'm going to have to press that off. Don't ask me how yet. It looks easier to get this seal out, so I just don't know how I'm going to get it out. I need a slide hammer or something. Kind of pulley. What am I going to use? Collapse it maybe? Let's have a look around. There we go. Right. We're just tearing the rubber of the seal. Might be a good place to start. I know, I'm kind of collapsing it in. Should work. If I collapse the seal. Yep. Okay. Collapsing in on itself. Yeah, let's keep. No doubt, give it a clout. Break the housing. Fuck. Gotcha. Hopefully I didn't damage it. That's alright. Looks good. That's a little sleeve or collar. Or is that part of the bearing? Hopefully it's not part of the bearing. I'll be in trouble. What is that? It's got a crack, does it? Don't know what that does. Hopefully it's not part of the bearing. Where's the bearing? The bearing was on that side, so the outer bearing. Where's the outer? Ah. This is why I'm only a home mechanic. Fuck doing this for a job. Oh, got him out. I might hold on to it just in case. So I bought a cheap internal bearing extractor set. So it looks like I'm going to put this in, spread it behind the bearing and use a slide hammer. Never used one before, but I've never rebuilt a transfer case in my life before, so let's see what we can do. Feels nice and snug. Let's get the slide hammer. So here's the slide hammer. I think they call this a internal bearing extractor. Screws on the end. First time I've used this. I bought this because the manual said I needed one. Getting there. Starting to swear now. It's been all day. Just in case I'm doing a bit of an angle, I might change. Yep. Got it. So that was worth its money. Take that off now. On page 136 of the manual, and we've got to get this bearing off. So I've got this external bearing puller set, which I've never used in my life. The manual also said I needed one, so it was cheap. I don't even know which way this goes. We better read the manual. Okay, it says using a hydraulic press, remove the speed sensor tone wheel. Okay, I'm not keen for that. lot of space in there to get this in. I'm worried about this. Not a lot of space at all. Maybe I should leave it. I'd hate to come so far though. $136 of the manual, and it says you need to use this bearing extractor kit with a press. Now I've been playing around with the bearing. It's a bit noisy because I've just cleaned it, but when I had the oil in there it sounded good. There's no play, I don't see any problems. It also says extract the speed sensor tone wheel and don't use again. Well, the kit doesn't come with one of these as a new. I've looked around, so if I pull that off, I believe that's going to damage that piece. That'll need to be replaced, and just to get this bearing off. So I think I'm going to pack up this tool and leave the original bearing on there. Might be the only part I don't change. Should be fine. Got a nice bearing. Otherwise, I think I'll do more harm than good. I'll leave it. Okay, so there's also a little seal inside this gear shift actuator shaft. It says to just pry it out, so looks like might be able to tap it in there or pry it out. Maybe I've got a small slide hammer thing. Let's have a look. Okay, I've got one of these slide hammer extractor tool things, a little bit smaller. Looks like it'll fit in there, so try and get it behind the seal. Got him. Okay, we're down to page 142 and we're on the cleaning phase now. So I'm going to go take this and clean all this silicone out, get some brake cleaner and stuff and air dry it all. Let's go clean. I'm not going to show you that. Okay, got a clean part. Let's put in a new bearing. Hopefully they're all the same, are they? Alright, it's two with this, so it's got to be one of these. Alright, let's put it in that rib. Yeah. another shot. Okay, how about you? Tool, but what we got? Alright. Should I tap it? Might be the way to do it. Okay, got him. Let's make sure that clip locks properly. Yep, we're rebuilding it now, so not sure if this is in properly. There it goes, now it's seated. That clip looks good. Part's nice and clean. Do you want to sit that on a paper towel or something? What's next? That was page 146. Oh, we got to clean the oil pickup. Where is it? Probably right in front of me and I can't see it. Where is it? Ah, this one. This is important. We better clean this one. Clean it from the inside. I don't want to break anything. Should we pop that off or? Okay, it's not too bad. Oil pump. We'll hit it, we'll blast it all. I think I'll spray the shit out of this. It's actually pretty clean. Was. A little bit of sparkly. I don't know how I'm going to clean any of that. What do I got? Let's go clean. Cleaned everything out, air dried everything. Done a good inspection, everything looks really good, so it's time to put things back together. Page 171. Install the input shaft bearing. Well, actually, they want you to put the crown wheel back in, but I'm going to put this in first. Hopefully it's a good idea. So, I believe we knock it in with a brass drift. I think, or press. What are we going to do? Let's try and do it this way. Yep, going in easy. What would be better? Something that's flat. Something flat, I can hammer it down. What have I got? I don't know, let's look. Might try this. Yep. Now, get out of angle. Can't really show you this. I think I've lost it. Try flat surface again. It's hard to get to. Let's extend this. doing it right. Install the input shaft bearing front case half. Use a hammer and brass strip only on the outer bearing race. Ensure it's kept square. So they reckon only do this on the outer bearing race. Make sure it's square. In, take your time, make sure it's going down even. Needs a bit. It's getting in, getting close. Almost. Sounds like I might have it home. Sounds a bit different tone, hammering it. How would I know? Oh yeah, I can just see a little gap. Let's try a bit more. What is that bearing actually? They're flat, are they? Let's try a bit more. You can hear a different tone hammering it now. Sounds like metal on metal now, doesn't it? See, it's in there. Recall it. What do they look like? Yeah, I reckon it's in. I reckon it's in. Rightio, so I kind of cheated. Now I have to put the ring gear and retaining spring back in. So let's go grab our ring gear. Everything's nice and clean. Okay, so ring gear goes in with these notches at the top. Does it matter? Okay, just slides in. Right, any weird shapes, looks symmetrical. You can see some wear marks. Those wear marks are weird. I might put it back. Gears in. Alright, we got to. This retaining pin has to go back in. You see, they didn't tell me at the start of the manual I had to take it out, unless I missed it. I couldn't find it. But now they're telling me I have to put it back in. I'll be able to compress it to the spring. Shit, no, how am I going to put that back in? Holy crap. those glasses. Springs in the eye. Shit. Let's tap it down. If we do the opposite, where's that screwdriver? This will do. Oh yeah. Yep, the opposite. Yep. Put the screwdriver on the back and twist it. Yeah, we're there, seated there. Check that. I just put it back where it was. Shit. Alright, let's compress it and rotate it. Just a bit too big. Alright. Where's the other one? Where's the other screwdriver? Where? Oh, it's hot. Let's try a little one now. Two at once. Oh, we're getting there. Just want to put this ring back where it was. Kind of feels like it naturally wants to go back there too. There we go. Alright, we're in. Alright, retaining springs in. Keep an eye on metal shavings as I go. Alright, we need another bearing over here. Okay, page 172, install the front output shaft front bearing in the front case half. Use a hammer and brass drift only on the outer bearing race. Ensure the bearing is kept square to the bore. Alright, to be honest with you, I don't know where we are. I'm assuming, how many bearings do we have? Okay, we got 3 bearings. Only one fits, the little one. Might chuck some parts out so I don't get confused. Alright, that is the only one that's going to fit. Korea. Alright, which way does it go? Let's put the writing facing up. I have no idea what I'm doing. What's a B? There's a B there. Korea facing up. What do you guys reckon? What do I do with the old one? Gone? I reckon we just tap that in. Not gonna work. fast drift only. Almost. What do you reckon? You can hear a different sound, so it sounds like it's seated just like the other one. Oh, that looks good. It's in. Okay, page 173, we're going to install the front output shaft. I've got to go get it. I've cleaned all the parts and lined them up. Back in a sec. Looks to me like the goes to the in here. Must have a bearing there. Okay, that was easy. Install the front output shaft. This. I might just put this nut on it. Why is there a drive there? Okay, so we got this, and I've seen this bearing, new bearing in the kit. And the problem is, it's talking about special tools. So it sits here, and then goes in here. So I don't know if I can get that out and change it. I wonder if I should. What's this one drive? If this one drives four-wheel drive, I might drive the... then maybe it hasn't got a lot of wear. See if you can see that. I think I'll be mad to get that out. I think I'll do more harm than good again. Made in the USA. It says I need a special tool. I might just look that up and see what's involved. Okay, I was just having a look online, and it's a special tool for a Hummer, and it's called a Kent Moore. It's a double-ended tool. Alright, you've got to use this special tool to get the correct depth. So you got different ends if it's a Borg Warner 4493 or the Borg Warner 4494. Obviously you must just flip it over. So we're not going to do that. Hell no. See you later. I think we'll, alright, so you're not going anywhere. We'll keep using right. Actually, is that right? I don't know if that did go there. Ah, the shaft. It goes on the shaft. So I don't even think that shaft was right. I think it's something else. Not a different shaft. I'm a bit lost. Okay, so it says install the high-low planetary carrier. So you can see this is a BorgWarner 4494. It looks a bit bigger to reduce. So this reduces the torque from, or multiplies torque from 1 to 4. So it's got 4 times the torque at a cost at slower speeds. So alright, this just sits back in there. So that shaft must be the same size. Oh, they got me. I know they got me. How the frig is that meant to go back in? I have no idea what's going on this section of the manual. Must be a 4494 thing, but I gotta take this ring gear out to get that back in, just the way I had to. Alright, I've got to take it out. Back in a second. You can watch me take it out again. Kind of rotate the screwdriver and pull it up. Woo! She's out. Oh, yeah. I don't know who wrote this manual. Alright, so this has to go in here, right? Trying to copy this pattern. I don't know where this wear's coming from. The wear there. Probably doesn't matter. There's a wear there in there. Wear mark. Probably should have marked it, but it probably doesn't matter. Professional probably would have marked it and put it back in the same place to keep balances and alignments out. I don't know if I can. I don't know what I'm doing there. This is, you know what? Might be better to. This one is really is. Pretty sure this one doesn't have timing. First, you've got to get these gears aligned, which is probably why I couldn't get it out. Shit. Am I doing the wrong thing? Wow, okay, might tap that in. That's better. Okay, you can see that's why I couldn't get it out. This ring gear has to come out. Don't know who wrote this manual. The guy at General Motors must have been sick that day and left the page out. Alright, let's go back in. See some metal shavings in there. I don't like that. It's going in. It's going in whichever way I find. Okay, so we'll put this lock ring in. I found you put it in similar to the way you took it out. Nah, don't trust it. It just kind of compresses as you push it in. Might yeah. This is a brass drift. Let's just tap it in again. Whoop. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Alright, if we can get one side seated, just trying to pry it and twist. Oh yep, here we go. Gotcha. Nope, don't do that. She's in. Alright, now I want to... There we go. Let's get it. Just want to line it where it was. It's a bit thick now. That's going away. Still going away. Okay, got it. Getting some metal shavings. Let's get some air going. This is a bearing, but I can't remember if it goes up or down, but I think I can buy myself some time. So we're going to put the shift fork pads and the sleeve, which is this. I just had that out. Okay, let's go back. Right, and this thing. Shift fork, range shift sleeve. That's not the new one, that's, yeah. And maybe I can put it in together. I can slide that there. Then what happens? Ooh, is that broken? No. Is that broken? Well, there's a little bit of a break there. Shit. I wonder if I did that. Okay. It's facing up. So you're meant to be putting oil on some of these bearings and stuff, but I forgot to buy oil today, so oh well. Wants me to move on the other side now, the other half. So they must pick that up and down to shift gears. And this goes in air. I just can't remember if it's up or down. I think it was up. I'll leave it out for now, as long as I don't forget. We're going to do the other half now, so where are we? Is that it? No, it's the same half. No. Okay, no, it's not the other half. Oh shit, now we need to know. Yeah, now we need to know. Alright, so we're going to get the main shaft. Here's the main shaft. Install the main shaft. Okay, now I do need to know. So this must sit under here. I'm going to assume if that's spinning, that's just sitting there in a bearing. If that's spinning, has to go up. Let's go that way. Otherwise, what's the point? Really looks like it should go that way. I think I'm gonna have to check. I just can't remember. Yeah, I tried. So much work. Let's see. There it is. See it there. Okay, let's have a look at the video and make sure I'm not screwing this up. Okay, so I got it correct. Weird dark metal thing pointing up. I'll play the video back. Luckily, I'm filming all this. Was a good idea. Alright, so main shaft done. I know it's the thing that can break. Oh, I'm scared. I am scared to put that back in. Oh, I hope I don't break it. I think I might leave that a bit. Alright, let's just put that rod in. I'm going to get the rod. Remember, it's the thing that can break, so I don't know if I'm going to put that in yet. It's a guide pin. And this shaft. Install the shift fork shaft. I'm going to try and put it back in the same way. You can see those marks, so just put it back in that way. I like that. That's actually better to put that in first. And then this. This is a shift cam shaft assembly. Don't tilt it. That's what breaks it. Alright, please don't break. Please don't break, no tilting. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Let's take that out. Gives us more space. Okay, we're going to put that little thing in there. No tilting. Come on. Oh shit. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool. I'm going to put that. Okay. Okay, scary bit over. Yeah, it looked pretty strong actually. I don't know what people are complaining about. I don't know. My shift fork, good. My pin's strong. I don't know. I don't know what all you people talking about on the internet, talking shit. Alright, we need the oil pump. Let's get the oil pump. Okay, here's the oil pump. Gave it a good clean out. The screen's really good. Just got some high pressure air and stuff. Pop that off, so it's pretty easy to clean. Doesn't need replacing. I don't have a spare one anyway. So, align the square boss. What the hell is that? Well, there's a square boss inside here somewhere. So hard, just like this, do that. Alright, I'm gonna move this. I know you guys want to see, but that has to go like that. I don't know what this square boss is. Something there. Don't know, looks a bit out of whack. It just goes like that. Square boss? What's this square boss got to do? Does it move, does it? Install the oil pump gear with the flat area on the main shaft. Shit. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, there is a little square box. Ah, this does rotate. Shit. Okay, that's what the manual's for, isn't it? So, we better move that around. There's a flat, okay, there's a flat section here on the main shaft. So that has to align. Makes sense. Okay, that's what turns and pumps the oil. So, okay, I can see that. Way off. I don't know how you can get that wrong. Just to get it wrong. Is that pumping? I hope so. Can you actually get that wrong? So if I go to there, take that off, should be, yeah, it's right. I can see it. Square boss, flat thing. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, well it didn't say that in the manual. IKEA, is that the IKEA way, is it? Fuck, I wish this was IKEA. No one's going to watch this anyway, just take it to a shop. Get some idiot to fix it. Gotta put the magnet back in. So the magnet must sit on top of the oil. Or did I get that wrong? Did I just say put the oil in? No. No. Does this magnet goes on top or? Have a look at the magnet. Cleaned him up best I could. Good luck, little fella. Keep this clean. Wow, the picture doesn't make sense. No, the magnet. I can't remember. Wish it was easy to play it back. Okay, we need a washer. You want to grab a washer? You know the big washer? I've got to teach what a washer is. Yeah. That's a washer. That's a washer. That's a spring. Okay, we've got a washer. Install the lower Install the lower center support bearing thrust washer. Okay. Anyone remember which way it came off? Doesn't matter. Okay, what the hell is... Oh, this bearing thing. You want to grab that? Weird triangle shape with a bearing in the middle. It's actually called a center bearing support. Okay, yeah, so I must just keep that, yeah. So it doesn't do that.
It's made in Japan.
What's made in Japan?
Japan.
That's really good, man. This is multicultural. We had some terrible sushi last week, I can tell you now. It wasn't real sushi. One of these restaurants where they changed the Japanese menu for fake Japanese sushi. It was all like chicken and avocado and no fish. Yeah, they Australianised it. Which way does that go? Must go that way because you've got that part there. Install the center bearing support. Okay, we need the other washer. Can we get the other washer? Look at that. Is that it? Did that do it?
Is this one?
Yeah. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Don't bend that shaft. Alright, cog. Install the inner lock-up hub. It's a coggy looking thing. I'll find it. Here it is. Okay. And what's the trick with this? It does have that key. It's got a key. Install the inner lock hub. Alright. Should be a nylon thingy. Do you want to grab it? There's a key here. I don't know what that's for. Start bringing them out, put them out here. Okay, is it this? What is that? Yeah, that'd be it, because the shift fork was on this side, wasn't it? Got this key thing again.
Yeah, it is.
Is that one, you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the key, eh?
So you just have it separated with a plastic.
Oh, yeah.
And you put it all together.
Assemble the lock-up shift mode collar assembly if necessary. Not necessary. Alright, and we need the shift fork. So this is the new one, even though this old plastic one that everyone bags online is fine. Nothing wrong with it, people. Yeah, look at that. Well, let's put this on. What are we gonna do? Like this? And which way is it faced? Like that? Okay, here we go. Yep. No? Yeah. Something not right. Ooh. Okay. Install the lock-up mode shift collar assembly and lock-up mode shift fork. Slide the shift fork and collar assembly over the shift fork shaft. Turn the main shaft in order to align the slot of the inner lock-up hub with large tooth area on the hub of the lock-up shift collar. Okay. That was Japanese, mate. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it means rotate and just push it.
Just say rotate and push it, General Motors. Oh, here we go. New chain and cogs. They don't need cogs left, right? Yeah, has to be. No. Is there any more? Do you want to check? Put random parts. Has to be. No. Is it?
Is this for a chain?
Yeah, the chain. Is this the chain?
No,
Oh, well, mate,
This is a chain.
using the chain and sprocket, blue ink faces up. I remember that much. Alright, this all has to go on together. So we got, does this show up in the camera anyway? Or? So this is a 44.93. Just so you know, I bought a rebuilt kit that was listed as a 44.93, even though this here says it's a 44.94. It's all the same part number. Some asshole on eBay is trying to sell a 44.94 for like $800 when you can buy this whole set for $200. It's the same thing. Don't get tricked. Sorry that it's taken an hour for me to tell you that as well. Looks like we've got some dots. So, is there a trick with this? Just here. Install the drive chain and sprockets. The blue link of the chain faces up. Align the drive sprocket engagement teeth with the lockup shift assembly hub teeth. Okay. Oh man, someone's getting paid too much money at General Motors to write that. Where's the new chain? Here it is. And it's courtesy, it's come from a USA.
Sponsored by eBay.
USNA. Alright, here's our blue link. Someone's written on it. Engraved something on there. Something. It's like a help me. I'm a slave to Borg Warner or something. Get me out of this factory. I am Mexican in USNA. There's some dots here, and I'm worried that they're timing marks or something. What about this one? Is that the right way? Because there's a dot there as well. Shit. Which way does that go? Oh my god. Why did I move everything? There's a dot. I've got no idea. Don't know. Who cares, right? You don't care, I don't care. Alright, the chain is definitely tighter than the one that came off. Which means, I think yeah, I hope those dots and stuff, like, what do you think? Where's the old chain? What do I do with it?
It's just behind it.
Oh yeah. I should have checked, like, I don't know if I can,
It looks long.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel the seat's tighter though. I swear there's less slack there. I really hope so. Otherwise, I just wasted a lot of time, didn't I? Man. If using chain sprocket, again, sure to align the marks of the drive chain. Oh, marks of the drive chain and sprockets. What marks? What are we talking about? No, so it says if using the chain and sprocket again, well, I guess it's a new chain, why would it matter? Oh man, oh, what's that bit of metal shaving? See that? Don't want that in there. That bin. Should give the dust out. Okay. Alright. Install the front outer sun gear. One of of these is a sun gear. Nothing looks symmetrical. We do have one of these key things here, and remember, I don't know what that's for. No, wrong. Doesn't work. Oh, there it is. Oh, here's the hard part, timing. And what is that? Why have I got leftover parts? Do you want to get the timing one? What's left? Yeah, this is a hard one.
Something on the top like washers.
Planetary differential gears are timed to the sun gear. Oh no, that's the sun gear. If the gears are not timed properly, the differential will not rotate without binding.
It's a washer on
Yeah, cool.
the top.
With the rear side of the planetary differential facing up, align the marks on the pinion gears. Okay. Position the line marks with an area can be referenced. Okay, let's just go by this photo. So you got these marks. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can smell these. Watch this anyway. This is fun. Alright. Timing marks. Okay, we've got a dot on that one. I should have. Hang on. That's not there, but okay, it's upside down. Does that mean this goes here? They didn't tell me that. That did that? Was that wrong? Was that wrong? Let's get the timing marks first and find out what that's about. So, okay. I don't even know which way it goes. No, I don't. I do not know. Okay, I think that would go. Then that wouldn't go there, right? Now, someone at the factory's painted this, no? Oh my god, what are these? This is not what I'm looking at. I've got dots. I didn't even notice when I took it out. I thought I saw these marks. Okay, I don't have these lines, I've got dots. Dots on the outside. Okay, I've got dots facing out. Alright, now what? Put it on. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's, says don't, make sure it goes in right. I'm gonna lift this up. And what do we do? What's it timed to? It's just that. It's just these gears have timing. Oh, rule one, don't change the timing. This looks hard. Yeah, I might have to get up. I'm gonna get up on that. Alright. No, you're up. Let's get up. Okay, timing mark, timing mark, timing Looks like you have to maybe play with each one individually a bit. Alright. I think we've got a test, rotation test to make sure it's not binding. Okay. Put that washer on. Found a place for this. Does that mean these won't? Okay, that timing's locked. Install the rear output sun gear. The shoulder side of the gear faces up. Do not rotate the differential pinion gears. Sun side faces up. It's the same, both sides. The shoulder side faces up. Where's the shoulder? It's the same. I can see some wear marks. I reckon it's came out. I reckon it came out that way. You can see the wear, the teeth. Yeah. Well, that's. Yeah, definitely the way it came out. Those wear marks. Don't rotate the pinion gears. Okay. Temporarily install the rear output shaft to the planetary differential and rear output sun gear. Don't know what that is. This is what we've got left. Spring, washer, seal. Oh man. So temporarily install this. Rotate 3 to 4 revolutions to make sure there's correct alignment. So we're just trying to test it. That's that bearing I saved. Is that right? Okay. Shouldn't be any binding. One, 2, 3, 4. Felt good to me. That changed a little bit. Let's do it the other way. Don't know if it's which way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks good to me. I mean, you can see all these timing marks are out. They all look good. Okay. Okay, I've got to remove it without disturbing the sun gear. Wants to spring back. Bearing. Alright, the other side we've got to put a bearing in. Alright, we've got to move this. Where you going? The other half, we're going to put it there. Of course. Is it dry? I've air dried this. We do not have a bearing in here. We need a bearing. We've only got 2 bearings left. can't be that one's too big. This is it. Wants a tap in the same way. It's a bit oily. Japanese, okay. Alright, so what's that bearing? Alright, same thing. Hammer and brass drift. On the outside of the bearing only, eh? Yeah. This one. Is there any bearing on it? Sorry, neighbours. What's the time? Oh, it's only 9:23. That'll be right. Checked how far it goes. Because it's really tight. The bearings are tight. To be honest with you, I should have at least checked the depth. I mean, it has to go in more than that, surely. It's only. I'm going to keep banging. More, I guess.
Well, you will feel it when it doesn't
I really should check. That doesn't. I think it is actually. Oh yeah, it's going in more. Yeah. Definitely going in more. But I should have checked. I should have just had an idea if it was flat under there or not. Yeah, I think you hear the sound difference. I think that's it.
yeah. It's like metal.
Metal and metal, eh?
Yeah.
I think that's it. It's not fully flat. Might just shine a light in there. Let's have a look. I can't see. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is why you use a brass one. You erect the brass before the bearing. Yeah, it could foul things. So should I just a couple more? Nah, I can hear that. It's metal on metal, eh? It's got to be in. I should have. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. That's why. All right, got that in. What's next? What is that? Install the shift shaft seal. Shift shaft. So the shift shaft seal is this solenoid thing, and I do know on the kit, and we moved it. Where is it? We've got this. Right. And it's got that facing up. So hand pressure. The seal faces outward. Install the shift shaft seal. The seal will install using hand pressure. The spring side or open side of the seal faces outward. The spring side, that means it goes in this way. I think the battery's flat or it's not charging properly. I did it to help YouTube people. That does not look like the photo, eh? Install the shift shaft seal. The seal will install using hand pressure. The spring side or the open side, which is that, of the seal faces outward. Honestly, that's this side. That's this way. I can't really remember, but spring faces outward. Got to do what the journal says. The spring side or open side faces outwards. Has to be this way, eh? Just something I can. Hand pressure. I need kind of need something. What do we got? Something to push it. Maybe this. In. That's definitely in. Oh mate, I'm definitely taking some cold beers when we take this thing out and reflect on all this hard work. Okay, hydraulic press to put the shaft on. Right, we're not doing that, remember? We kept it. Is there another ring somewhere? Is it this one, is it? Oh no. That goes there. Where did that come from? Oh no, that's that there. Done, 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 done. Okay, so must go in this one. Yes. Okay. Alright, see in here, that spring. Right. And that goes in like that, and that's retaining spring locks in there. Alright, let's just read it. Install the rear shaft. Spread the ring until it locks in. Okay, we got that. We got it. Don't have a proper tool, but even those pliers is all I got. You want to push this in, and I'll hold this. So you just want to push this shaft in. This is all metal. I'm gonna do that, and you're gonna push it.
This one?
Yeah, does this go? More. You might have to wiggle it. Yeah. Alright. Here's the look, because I don't think we got it. No, we gotta go in more, but it might. Yeah, okay. Yep, now we just got. I'll get the spring. It's not, doesn't look like it's seated to me, so we'll play with that. There you can see at the top, it's definitely seated there.
Just dropped
I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Hear it?
in.
Yeah, and it's now locked in. New bearings. Probably didn't need them. But they came in the kit, didn't they? Wants me to seal it, but I'm not going to seal it because it's stuff like that. Like, what is that part of this? I'm not sealing it. Gotta put. Alright. I think we've. Yeah, I'm not sealing it. Oh, hang on. Maybe that goes there. No. Doesn't even fit anywhere. Okay. Ah, hang on, the nut. No?
It does leave marks.
Or oil? You wanna okay, we just got the seals left, so right. Does this go here, does it? No. The hell does that go? Does that go under there? Oh, that goes under there, right? Alright, so what about this section? Yeah, okay. Install the rear output shaft seal. Which way does it go? I've always put them in that way, not that way. That wouldn't work, would it? It'd go that way, wouldn't it? It's the way. Yeah, you want to do that. So that's for the drive shaft, yeah, so that looks like a double seal. Has to go like that, right? Usually I can just tap these, yeah. That's in. That's sealing, so the drive shaft goes there. Sorry. There is a seal for the speed sensor, to be honest with you. I'm not going to touch that speed sensor because I was having look pretty good. Wants me to put the actuator motor in. We're not going to do that till it's back in the car, but is there any weird stuff that needs to go? The drain plugs I did take out. I don't know where to put them, but we've got to fill it with oil. Alright, we need to put another seal on. Alright, it wants this back together. That's what it does want. So we can put the other seals on. I guess I can test that it's not binding. I mean,
Else
Mate.
you can call it.
this is why I am not a mechanic. I feel sorry for you mechanics, man. I'll send some love your way. They probably think I've done a shit job. Oh no. How did that happen? We need to. Don't do that. We're going to break something. What about in there? That'll do now. Alright. Put it back in.
It's very wobble.
You want that new one? That looks good. Maybe that cam gear, is that suited somewhere? Or I don't know what to. Jeez, I don't know about that. Is that? Yeah, no, that's all good. Has to be good, right? Has to be. So what are we doing? Put this back on. We've got that seal. So what's left? got the seal for this gear here. We've got a bearing, sorry, a seal. Alright, we need a, I don't know. What's it got? Oh, okay, and the magnet. Did we end up thinking the magnet was right or not? I think I'm just going to dummy seal it, check everything, and alright, I see there's a, it's just a pin. Oh yeah, okay. So I can see why people. Alright, I didn't. Alright, I can't bend this out. Alright, is there a way to hold it a little bit straighter? Not really. Not really. That easier? How about another block of wood? No, what about that there? How much dirt just went in? Alright, wash your fingers. That's straight, right? Does that have to? That goes more like there, right? Okay. So, what gets lined up? I think these two shafts is the hard one. That's what that locating pin's for. I might have to get up and have a look from above. Ah, okay, put that one on first. I can see that. Okay, put that on first. That seals, doesn't it? You want me to hold it just in case something drops. Got him. I'm just going to have a look from above to see if that rod, the gear selector rod, should be in there. Okay, that's in there. What about rotating it? Is there an alignment thing with teeth or something?
You read the menu.
Yeah, I've read the manual like 3 times. How am I gonna... Yeah, I think there's gear. I think this here. We'll rotate the teeth. Yeah, that's all it is. So his teeth has to be. Oh, it's all come out. That's not good, is it? Right, so what you do is you put this selector, you line it up first. And I can actually see that from in here. Yeah, so you get that in there. And then you have to, I think you gotta rotate these teeth. I reckon this is being pushed up and causing.
It's heavy.
Yeah, I'm holding it. She's not used to mechanical work. I've dropped heaps of it. Like this. It's this teeth, I reckon. Oh, that was something. Don't hold it. Look. Ooh. Ooh.
Exactly.
Ooh. Break it. Okay, that's in there. Okay. Alright, what about that springy thingy? It didn't fall out, did it? Put it down. Let me put it down. Let's put it down. Let's go. There we go. There we go. His teeth now. Okay, I think These dowel joints might be doing that, but I just want to test it. They reckon test. Yeah, I got it. I pulled it out of the car on me, Okay. Feels good. So those dowel joints. Plus I gotta seal it anyway, right? So I think I'm gonna have a sleep. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a sleep. Let's do a test run, because why seal it? So I can change the that drives the rear, this drives the I gotta put all that on, but that's after you seal it. Right, so just to make sure it would be, and I've got to look at the torque settings. So that would, that's there. Hang on. So you would have, seal goes inside, right? Yeah. So seal, washer, something like that. Don't worry about that for now. But let's, alright, see that? Oh, that's four-wheel drive, full time. Look at that, slips. When goes that? Okay. Not sure if that's engaged. Let's play. So you can grab the little thing here, and you can. So I don't know which way that's meant to go, because I was playing with it in the car. Need some better pliers to grab that. Yeah, I don't know where any good pliers are. Let's try these. That doesn't feel good. Engage. So we've got two new seals, right? So, oh no, yeah. So one there, one there, right? Should I put these in? Has to be there, right? Can't be that one. I think I should put this seal in. Yeah, looks like that. Yeah. All right, we got a seal going in. So oil doesn't leak out. Alright, we need something to cover that, because that's hard. Or I could just what do you reckon? Probably not. I think it's in. Look at that. I don't know. Let this gear changing though, because it's not pressed. Worried about this. When I was in the car, this was actually quite easy to change. You could there we go. Pair of pliers, you could shift it. Shift gears. Maybe it needs a bit of. I just don't like that. That was easy to operate before I pulled it out. I was doing the same thing, so. I think I need to check that, and I think I've done enough for tonight. What do you think? close. Well, see you tomorrow. I spent a bit of time cycling through the gear selector yesterday and I wasn't happy. It felt binding on this fork here, so you can. This one's meant to move up and down freely. Which it does there. If I put this selector in, we've got a. You can see this controls this bottom selector fork here, and the top selector fork gets moved on the top. So put it in on that angle with it facing down. It should seat there. Alright, so that's seated. If this rotates, should lift that selector fork up. But I'm getting a binding on that. But it will move freely. So I'm not sure what I'm doing. That does feel good. This is what that little solenoid motor does when you select for high and low. It rotates this. That's what lifts this section. There's no binding there. Shaft of here's the top selector fork. So that, if that spins, that'll lift this. Doesn't feel like there's any binding there. Here's a top selector fork, we'll put it back in. Is that in the wrong way? Maybe that was my problem, I had this in the wrong way. Looks like that goes like that. Not sure if I had that messed up. It's on the shaft. Okay, so now these are both facing down. If this rotates anti-clockwise, it lifts the bottom fork and the top fork. So it's the spring that pushes things back down too. The spring and this rotating would push those back down. Looks like there's a section where this cam lifts back up and then the bottom one goes back down. So that's in the bottom position there. Again, if that's rotating, that lifts. There's a bit of a bind here. I think that's why you need a little bit of motion as you're driving. The gears to align. Yeah, that's out. Now, this, alright, so the chain back on. Blue facing up. Up and the spring would push this back down as it rotates clockwise. That's in. So you can see the timing circles on the top, and they've got the lines on the bottom, all facing out. Very important. Still checking these forks. Yeah, they're operating. just try that with some pliers. There's a spring on the bottom. I see. I have to show you that. There's a spring down there. So this, you'll see. Can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see that rotating. Here's a product I found to use. I've got Permatec gear oil gasket maker. Apparently it can resist the oil that these things use. I was just reading the instructions and it says put a bead on, hand tighten, allow to dry for 1 hour, and then tighten to torque specifications. Allow 24 hours to cure before filling with liquid. So I'm just going to do it in from here. You don't want too much of this getting in where it can jam up the oil pickup. So just want to make sure everything's clean. One final clean. Looks good. What are we going to cut this with? I don't know how big I want the bead. I might just try, what's that? Small size. Oh, that looks really small. Put a little bit of an angle, might make it easier. There we go. Cut a bit more off, eh? Yeah, it's too small. really got to squeeze this out. Stick. There we go. Damn the pressure. Yeah. I'm not confident in this goddamn seal. It's so thick. Holy shit, that's thick. So much. I've never had one this. Oh my god, that's hard. I don't know what to do. Do I cut the hole bigger? What about this hole? Nice. Wide open. I'll just have to take my time. I might cut it open a bit more if it's. But they want me to seal this instantly. That's no beat. That sucks. There we go. Let's just take my time then. Go around the bolt here. That one comes out, but I just don't want too much going in. I don't mind it going in the bolt holes either because these steel bolts have to be sealed to stop corrosion between the magnesium case and the steel bolts. Apparently that's really bad, so cut it. Next one again. Okay, I've got this RTV on. Man, it's really slow to get on, so I'm just making sure everything's covered. That's not the way to go. Let's one have a look. we better get it sealed. Looks good. This stuff is the hardest one I've ever used. Put a bit more just here. Really slow. We better get it together. So page 209 is about putting these bolts back in. Because they're self-tapping, you can only do it by hand, no power tools. And don't forget you got this coating here to stop the magnesium reacting with the steel. So if you got problems, you could probably put a bit of this stuff on. I might put a little bit at the top, not sure. And hand tight, wait an hour. Start to see it squeezing out. I'm using a T40. Looks like a Torx, is it? T40 size for these bolts. You can see that RTV squeezing out. Yeah, so if you see any of these bolts with damaged nylon coating, maybe use some RTV or buy new ones. I'll see you guys in an hour. 216, install the front output shaft seal. So I'm going to tap it in. seal washer flange nut. Okay, so we got seal, washer, flange nut. Where's it? Make sure it's clean in there. So I've waited 1 hour. I'm going to torque up these bolts. They're 25 Newton meters. Okay, I'm going to put this go seal washer nut. Problem I've got is this nut requires 319 Newton meters of torque, and my torque wrench only goes to 220. So we might have to guess it. So if you've actually watched any of this, you must have some transfer case problems. This next part of the video is because I put the transfer case in and everything went fine except the clunking was still there. So I had to take the transfer case back out and I had to find out what the hell was causing this clunking. And the only thing that I didn't examine was the low range planetary gear. So this is the 4:1 ratio planetary gear. So I've decided to open up that and I've finally found what's causing the clunking. So this next part's about that. So I'll just show you that, what I had to do to fix it because there's no parts. And yeah, everything's working now, but I'll show you. One thing that I've noticed is that this little lip here is bent over. That doesn't look right. This ring kind of looks all worn inside. So it's kind of bent inward. I've dummied this all up to have a look at how it works. This is the input shaft. This is where the transmission bolts on to the transfer case. So the transmission sends power through this shaft here, which is connected to the low range planetary gear set. So that's the carrier, that's the ring gear for it. Here's the planet gears, there's 4 of them. And the sun gear is in the middle. And this is the range sleeve and range selector fork. So if I turn the back here, it's 1-to-1 with it in. However, if you hit 4 low, what will happen is this range sleeve will get pulled out and then lock this carrier. So once I turn this, it's now 4-to-1. So this moves much slower, so that multiplies the torque. And then in for 1-to-1 on the road. Take all this out. I'll take this shaft, range sleeve and fork out. Put that pin back in. Alright, so there's the selector fork. There's the range sleeve. Sorry, there's the range sleeve. You can see it move up and down. And just got to check these inserts here. So if we take the range sleeve off this drive shaft, you'll get a better view of what's going on. So there's the sun gear inside. So inside you can see the sun gear up the back here. And this range sleeve simply either goes through the carrier, and that'll be 4 low. So if I turn that, no, sorry, if I put that in there and turn that, that's 4 high. So if that gets pulled out, if you have a look, those teeth get engaged into the carrier there. And then that's your low speed. So these are little clutching teeth. Okay, so I'm confident I know what the clunking is. This is the input shaft, which is also mated to the sun gear in the low range planetary gear. So I'm definitely confident this wasn't lined up. I don't believe this thrust washer is meant to spin. And it's been spinning on this little hump here and clunking here. I can't find a GM part number for this at all. They only have a part number for the whole complete sun gear. So I'm going to speak to an engineer and see if they can make one for me. I'd say that this is just grabbing here, and as it passes around, clunk, and it shouldn't be spinning at all. So let's get a new one made. Rightio, so I'm back finally with a solution. I've gone to plenty of transfer case rebuild shops, and none of them had a clue what was going on, how to get this part. They couldn't help me at all. They'd never even seen it before. So I then started calling all the GM parts stores for this so-called thrust washer. Turns out that GM doesn't sell this thrust washer, and the only way you can get it is to buy this whole carrier set. Now I did try to buy it. It was about $900 US, and that ended up costing me, with tax and delivery to Australia, about $1,800. But unfortunately I got a email back saying that this carrier is discontinued. So I went to a machine shop to see if I could get this thrust washer remanufactured, and the guy kind of freaked out. Gave me the same thing. This is a lot of work for a tiny little part. So he said it'd cost about $4,000 to remanufacture this thrust washer, and he wasn't even confident that he could pull it off. So I decided to learn CAD and study a little bit of metallurgy to figure it out myself. Now I'm 100% convinced that the thrust washer is what's causing this clunk. If I can leave this light in here, let's get something to point. Here we go. You can see here what's happened is it's bent out so much that it's spinning inside here, and that's what's causing the clunk, and it's only happening in 4 low and in soft sand. Now the reason why I think it's only happening in soft sand is because if it was anything where the wheels can grip, then the load goes backwards, is forced down this way onto the thrust bearing. But on soft sand there's no load on the front wheels. They can unbind, which means that these helical gears can now push this sun gear and input shaft this way, and once that load's there, it starts to that's what's bent this in, that's what's reshaped this, and eventually it spins around and it clunks inside here and on here. So I'll pull that out and have a look. Okay, now that we're set up on the bench, I'll take it out and give you a look. So this simply just slides out. There's not much to it. And there's an inner ring that it slides on and an outer. And you can see that that's completely worn. Lighting sucks, I know. Sorry, I'm not a professional studio. And what's happened is that's just spinning in there. That's distorted that too much, so it's free to spin. Let's get some better light. So if you take this ring out, it's a little bit tough still. That should be snug fit in there. It shouldn't be this loose, I've determined. So if I pop this out, it comes off. And there you go. There's the problem. So what's happening is that's bent it out. The inside diameter of this thrust washer has coned out and stretched out. And you can actually see where the clunking's occurring. You can literally see it's all worn inside here. If I get a good look with that light, there you go, nice and shiny. So that part there is spinning around in air, which it shouldn't be. It should be locked there, but it's spinning around inside air and clunking each time. So I drew this part up in CAD. Originally made it in mild steel, but got told that it's going to have to be something with high strength, and I learned it should have good abrasion resistance. Now this is mild steel, but the problem is I found the mild steel is way too soft. I was beating it on there and it was stretching. So I figured out that D2 tool steel is common and abundant, and it seems to be the strongest steel that I could get. So it's got a high chromium, high carbon content. So this looks good and it fits perfectly. I'm very happy with the cut. I've also given it a bit more meat around this little oil gallery. Try and give it a bit more shelf life, even though that lighting sucks. But there you go, you kind of get an idea. So if you need one, hit me up. Very snug. Just what I wanted. Perfect. Look at that. Now I didn't remake these rings. There's a bottom and top ring, one inside and one on the top that goes over this. They are worn. This one's really worn. You can see where it's coned inside there. I'm just gonna flip it upside down and run them upside down so we still got a straight edge. I could have remade these, but it's dragging on. I want to get back out there, so I'm going to reuse these, and I'm confident I should be able to get this going with reusing these rings. So a little bit of play. Nothing up and down though. Little bit of play. Nothing up and down though.
Yep.
So I'm testing my transfer case rebuild and see if it's clunking anymore, and I'm trying to simulate the same situation in the soft sand, and it's fine. It's working good now, so now I can get back off, do some more off-roading.